Das Blutbad.
Holmes, what happened?
I feel deathly.
And you look it. Let me examine you. Please don't tell me that you've returned to your old habits.
Ach, jetzt muss ich als... Okay.
The pupil is dilated.
Als Watson.
The temperature appears to be normal. I need to concentrate and count the heartbeats.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
A weak pulse, around 50 beats per minute.
Das ist nicht viel.
But you're dying, Holmes. Your pulse rate is dropping. We need to get you to the hospital immediately.
The antidote. Give it to me.
The antidote? You mean that you're poisoned?
Now. Please.
Here,
Sag mir nicht, dass er sich selber vergiftet hat.
don't tell me that you did this to yourself.
Hemlock and Datura. I was compelled to.
Holmes, imagine if I'd not returned home when I did. What might have happened?
I knew that you would.
Mr. Holmes,
viel
Inspector
Vertrauen.
Lestrade is here to see you.
Mr. Holmes is unable to see anyone at the moment. He is unwell.
A good day, Inspector.
Ah, Mr. Holmes, I'm glad to find you here. I need your help. This is a strange one. We have brought in 2 young bankers from the city, sons of lords, members of the chamber, and so on and so forth. They were found stranded in a rowing boat that was drifting on the Thames.
A romantic escapade with an unhappy ending, Lestrade.
What? Well, yes, they were both in the bath, but what?
As I said,
And they were tied together.
you are lacking in imagination, Inspector.
Well, no, I'm not. Anyway, there was a banner flapping about in the boat with the RMS Oceanic printed on it and signed by the Merry Men.
The Oceanic. Isn't that the largest steamer ever built?
Yes, and these 2 young banker chaps are sons of the owners of the White Star Line, the company that built it. There are rumours of corruption.
I'm not interested in politics, Lestrade.
I'll keep it then. Here's another one that's a bit more complex and maybe to your liking. It's a murder, but we're unable to find any weapon. We haven't touched anything. It's at the Roman Baths in Strand Lane.
A murder, a vanishing weapon, the Roman baths. That's for us. Watson, fetch your hat.
Er hat auch richtig Bock. Okay, wir müssen zur Therme. Was ist das hier? Chronik. Ach so, einfach was wir gemacht haben. Okay. Warte, was haben wir mitgenommen? Eine Dampfpfeife, wie sie in Zügen verwendet wird. Nice. Und ganz viele neue Leute. Okay. Gehen direkt mal zu den Thermen. Ich kann ja spoilern, ich weiß, was die Tatwaffe ist. Da kann ich mich dran erinnern. Aber ich weiß nicht mehr, wer es war.
What a beautiful place.
With a dreadful murder. The body of Sir Rodney Bentcliffe is still in the steam room. It has not been touched, per your usual instructions, Mr. Holmes. I shall be waiting for you here, but please hurry.
Are you able to identify the men who were with the victim in the steam room?
Yes. The manager of the bath, Sir Gregory Pitkin, a lad from the city
Okay.
council, Garrow, and an archaeologist by the name of Blinkhorn. I think the plump one, Garrow, did it. He doesn't seem right in the head.
Well, we shall see. You found no murder weapon?
No, and that's why I called you. All 3 witnesses and the victim were locked in when the murder occurred, and they remained so until we got here. We even had to
Okay.
pick the lock to enter.
I see.
Jetzt kann er auch schließen können.
Was there anyone else here, apart from those gentlemen in the steam room?
Yes, a Mr. Phillips. He was the one who called the police. He'll be able to give you more details.
Das ist gut zu wissen. Okay, Tatort und Thermen untersuchen. Machen wir. Wir haben Lestrade, wir haben Watson. Was haben wir hier?
The changing room. The steam room.
Okay, hier kann ich durch. Was ist hier? Exitus ist Ausgang, oder was? Ja, okay. Was ist das hier?
Frigidarium.
Was auch immer das heißt.
The steam room's on the other side, Mr. Holmes.
Oh, ja, okay, dann kann ich hier noch nicht rein. Von mir aus.
The steam room's on the other side, Mr. Holmes.
Ach, du warst das. Aber ich rede erstmal mit ihm.
Good day to you, Mr. Phillips. My name is Sherlock Holmes, and this is my colleague, Dr. Watson. Would you be so kind as to answer our questions?
Certainly, sir.
Please tell us the chain of events from the start of your day. Everything that you can remember. The slightest detail may be of importance.
Very well, sir. I came in at 6:30 this morning, and I opened the baths. I made sure that the room was clean, and I prepared the towels. The brazier was still burning.
There was a fire burning all night.
Yes, Sir Gregory ordered me to light the brazier yesterday. It takes some time until the room is fully heated.
Interesting.
The gentleman had a meeting at 9 o'clock this morning. I wanted everything to be perfect. They'd been in the steam room for 20 minutes when I suddenly heard shouting. I ran to the door, but it was closed. I couldn't open it. So I ran out to the street to call for the police. One constable came up, and then there were others, and they picked the lock. Then Inspector Lestrade came along, and he told us that nothing should be touched.
Mach einmal das Profil von ihm. Leichte Falten. Penibel. Okay. Schnittwunde. Ach, hier oben. Okay. Schneidet sich die Haare selbst, lebt allein. Gefalteter Kragen. Glänzende Knöpfe. Was ist das hier? Manchester City. Heute aufgegebenes Telegramm.
Did you receive any other visitors this morning?
No one. Until these gentlemen arrived. Sir Gregory was the first. And then, while we were discussing work details, Sir Rodney and Mr. Blinkhorn arrived, and Mr. Garrow followed.
What happened after that?
I waited until they'd all entered the steam room, then I returned to the hall. The changing room door was open, so I should hear if they needed anything.
You would have heard if someone had entered or left the steam room.
Certainly, sir. These doors make a lot of noise.
Interesting. Dann gucken wir mal rein in den Steam Room. Das war hier, ne? Ja, okay.
These clothes belong to one of the suspects from the steam room. Clothes belonging to one of the suspects. Expensive clothes belonging to one of the men from the steam room.
Champagnerflasche.
Champagne for a special occasion. An ice
Schmolzenes
bucket
Eis.
to keep the champagne chilled.
Etikett haben wir schon. Korken. Das wollte ich.
It was intended to be enjoyed after the steam session.
Hier sonst noch irgendwas? Ich glaube nicht, ne? Die Handtücher? Nö. Oh.
Good Lord, Holmes.
Ah, death with a peculiarly Roman piquancy.
Like the one you almost had an hour ago.
Let us forget about that.
Gesicht.
There
Ja,
was
gut.
only one hit from the weapon. It pierced the right eye straight through to the brain. Death would have been instantaneous.
Blut.
The wound should not have bled so profusely. This pool is rather large.
Oh.
Look, Watson. He was wearing a ring. He very likely removed it before the steam session. Some dirt or earth. I'll take a sample.
The death is very recent, between 30 minutes to 1 hour ago.
I think we have found all that we can here, taking into consideration the abysmal lighting. Constable, we have finished with the body.
We don't have many leads here.
What concerns me is that we still have to find the murder weapon.
Mr. Holmes?
Please have the body removed without disturbing anything else in the room.
All right, Mr. Holmes.
I was wondering, Holmes, it's fairly reckless to carry out a murder inside a closed chamber. Why do you suppose they did it?
There are a great many possibilities. The murderer was in a hurry. Or he is an artist. Or a ghost. Or he wanted to ensure that I'd be brought in on the case.
Probably the latter. You are ridiculous. Do you know that?
Können wir das Blut nochmal untersuchen?
I should check this blood sample at Baker Street.
Schlüssel.
This key was covered in blood. I should ask Phillips about it.
Okay, was haben wir hier noch? Dampfhebel. Benutzen.
With the steam on, I'm unable to see even a few feet away.
Ich will wieder ausmachen? Kann ich, okay. Brille?
One lens is cracked, probably due to the temperature of the brazier. These lenses are for myopia. The wearer is short-sighted.
Becken.
The brazier is still burning. The heat here is extreme. I will need something to pick up this melted metal.
Geschmolzenes Metall.
It is too hot. I cannot reach into it.
Okay, das heißt, wir brauchen irgendwas um das Metall daraus. So eine Zange vermute ich mal.
It's horrible. So Rodney, he's dead. Can't we speak about it somewhere else?
Blut.
Blood traces wiped on the towel.
I found him.
Okay, ich kann
I
nicht mit
touched
ihm
his
reden.
shoulder, thinking that he was just asleep.
I'm in shock. I don't want to talk.
Die haben keinen Bock.
It's horrible. I can't talk at the moment.
Okay. Das ist immer eine Option. Ich kann mit Phillips reden.
Mr. Holmes?
The
Gitter.
grid cannot be removed. The weapon is nowhere to be found.
Okay. Kann ich... Ich rede einmal nochmal mit Also, oh. Viel Glück.
Mr. Holmes, I should like
Ist
to
ja noch
take the
früh.
suspects to the yard. You can interrogate them there. Any objections?
None, Lestrade.
Der erste Fall, meinst du, den mit Black Peter?
How many people have keys to the steam room?
We have just the one key for now, which Sir Gregory gave to me.
So, this morning you opened the steam room, and then?
I put the key inside my desk, but when they called, I couldn't find it. It had disappeared. I don't know where it is.
Did you leave the baths at any time, or receive any visitors?
No, sir, I did not.
You are not telling the truth, Mr. Phillips. You left your work this morning, and you went to the post office, where you dispatched a telegram at around 7:30.
But how could you... No,
The telegram was for someone in Manchester.
Mr. Holmes, it's I'll tell you everything. I left the baths at 7:20. My sister wrote to me yesterday, and she needed a reply, or our mother is unwell. I was away for 20 minutes, and I closed the baths on my way out.
Did you receive a reply from your sister?
No, she wasn't meant to. I just told her to pawn my old school uniform so that she could pay for the medication.
Did you check to see if the key was still in your desk when you returned?
No, I didn't. Please, Mr. Holmes, don't tell the police about this. Sir Gregory would give me the sack. I need this job.
I see. There is a bottle of champagne on ice in the changing room. Do you have any idea who left it there?
There is? Are you quite certain? I didn't pay any attention. Do you believe that it's important?
Der war ja jetzt nicht so helpful. Verdächtige verhören. Ach so, die sind jetzt schon im Scotland Yard. Okay. Analysieren, analysieren, erfragen. Exitus. Kann ich jetzt hier rein? Kann ich. Interesting. Mit dem Gärtner und der Harpune, das war der Harpunier. Ich weiß nicht, ob du den noch getroffen hast. Das war ein altes Besatzungsmitglied vom Captain quasi.
This area serves as Sir Rodney Bentcliffe's workshop.
Okay.
Glass plate negatives, a remarkable method for recording ancient civilizations.
Genau, der mit dem Armdrücken. Richtig.
A glass plate negative is missing. It is a glass plate negative of an Egyptian statue. Archaeological findings. Old clay pots with numbers inscribed upon them.
Was haben wir hier? Mein werter Freund, ich möchte im kommenden Monat eine Pressekonferenz in den Thermen von Strand Lane abhalten. 1893 war ein bemerkenswertes Jahr für meine Arbeit in Ägypten, doch jetzt ist es an der Zeit, mich auf die englische Archäologie zu konzentrieren. Es gilt, unsere nationalen Schätze ins Rampenlicht zu stellen und der Öffentlichkeit zu präsentieren. Bei dieser Pressekonferenz will ich möglichst viele Journalisten sehen, und sie sollen wohlwollend darüber schreiben, da wir sie äußerst gut behandeln werden. Daher werde ich meinen alten Freund Lord Blackmore ansprechen und die Sondermittel des Königlichen Archäologischen Instituts für die Veranstaltung nutzen. Sir Rodney Bentcliffe. Das war sein Motiv. Das Opfer hatte vor Jahren den Vater von Nelligan, von diesem Kind, gefunden auf See mit ganz vielen Wertpapieren, hat die Wertpapiere an sich genommen und den Typen getötet, also den Vater von Nelligan, und das hatte Cairns gesehen. Und Cairns hatte Geldnot, wollte zum Opfer, um ein paar von den Wertpapieren zu bekommen und ihn quasi zu erpressen mit dem Wissen. Opfer ist ausgerastet und Cairns hat sich verteidigt und ihn getötet. Okay, The Daily Mirror, meine Nase juckt schon wieder. Es gibt nur wenige Menschen, die den Namen Sir Rodney Bencliffe nicht kennen. Er ist ein Gentleman, der in Reichtum, Bekanntheit und Tatendrang seinen feinsten Zeitgenossen in England in nichts nachsteht. Er ist nicht nur äußerst intelligent, sondern im selben Maße charmant, wie die jungen Damen des europäischen Adels nicht müde werden zu wiederholen. Er hat hervorragende Beziehungen zum House of Lords und durchaus Einfluss in der Welt der Politik. Nicht wenige würden ihn als übertrieben perfektionistisch und autoritär bezeichnen. Wir würden eher sagen, dass Sir Rodney zielstrebig und willensstark ist. Wenn er sich bei einer Ausgrabung einbringt, ist der Erfolg für alle Beteiligten garantiert. Okay. The Times. Wundersame Fortsetzung der Ausgrabung in den römischen Thermen von Strand Lane. Die Ausgrabung in den Thermen standen schon kurz vor dem Aus, als wie aus dem Nichts der Retter auftauchte. Sir Rodney Bencliffe. Sir Rodney hat die Kontrolle über die Arbeiten übernommen und behauptet, dass in den Thermen der Schlüssel zu einem großen Geheimnis zu finden ist. Alle weiteren Neuigkeiten in dieser aufregenden Sache erhalten Sie bei uns. Dokument, okay. Diese Metallplatte ist nicht nur von archäologischem Interesse, sondern scheint auch Teil von etwas Größerem zu sein. Im Moment kann ich jedoch nicht genau sagen, um was es sich dabei handeln könnte.
A shape has been cut in the plate. What should be done with it?
Wie sonst noch was?
Archaeological findings. Old clay pots with numbers inscribed upon them.
Okay.
Tools used by archaeologists in their research.
Ah, hier
I will
sozusagen,
need
perfekt.
these tongs.
Sehr gut. Kann ich hier schon weiter? Soll ich hier schon weiter? Ich weiß es nicht genau. Cutscene? Oh. Hoppla.
My God, are you all right? I wonder how this could have happened.
Yes, it is somewhat treacherous. Fortunately, I am unscathed. To where does this corridor lead?
To the frigidarium, the coal room.
Barely unscathed and by a very small margin. And treacherous is an understatement. Those stones weigh tons. We won't move them.
It does not matter. If our investigation requires it, we shall ask for them to be removed.
Fair point. Aber erstmal können wir jetzt dieses Stück Metall da aus dem Becken holen. Nee, da nicht. Hier.
I should analyze this melted metal.
Okay, den Tatort haben wir abgeschlossen. Sehr gut. Dann fahren wir jetzt erstmal in die Baker Street und analysieren alles Mögliche.